from 2009 I must have come to this college 4-5 times. I am not seeing a large difference in the attitude of students, the college. I must have come 6-7 times in between. But now I am here because not Sheshagiri is very fond of me, not because JBREC is very fond of me, because one student from this college, not one, many of them, in the first session which I had, made a real impact. And that's why you are seeing Anusha here. She was one of my students. Soon after the program, I think the program went beyond the college bus moving out of the campus. Buses were stopped, and then she gave me a message saying that I want to be your student. So from then, we had a lot of interaction. I think I came here to inaugurate the Computer Society chapter. I am basically a mathematician, PhD in fluid mechanics, but worked in computers for 20 years in Department of Space. I must have seen all the manufactured computers in the world during those 20 years. So I am out from Space Department, retired from Prime Minister's office in 2009. So last 30 years I must have seen millions of colleges, students, millions of college teachers. I was part of academic staff college. That means teaching teachers was my job. I was in JNTU teachers training in most of their sessions, either it's electronics or mechanical, civil, instrumentation, mathematics, most of the subjects, English communication. I had separate sessions for English communication teachers. I used to conduct batch-wise teacher sessions on you have a paper, English. And very recently I retired as a mathematics professor from KL University. And the subject was very close to this, campus to corporate. I introduced a paper. What I did was, campus to corporate, what education you require other than what you are doing in your subject studies to qualify to pass, or maybe what is the skill development you require to get into corporate? What do they test? I think most of the coaching centers do that, like a time. So you will see a lot of competitive exams, GRE, GATE, CAT, MAT, GMAT, etc., etc. All of them have got some common qualifications. That's analytical skill, mathematical ability, English communication, comprehension ability. And I'm sure most of you are good in that. But what happens during the 4 years of engineering college studies? It just becomes a time pass for many. Very rarely see very serious students. And even if your company is not very good, what happens is that influences a lot. Suppose you have a good batch of students who are very much interested in doing it, very seriously. I'm sure the batch can make a difference. It's not the institution, it's not the teachers, it's not the infrastructure which can make a difference. So I believe a small batch of students can make a lot of difference, not to them, to the whole batch. That is what is supposed to happen in the orientation program so that the batch gets an impetus. I'm sure first year you had orientation programs. How many of your first year students now? Please raise your hands. Yeah, I'm sure you were given an orientation program here, a week program as per AICT. I was there in the diagonally opposite one of the colleges. JBREC was not very happy to call me, otherwise I would have been here. Right? I keep going around the colleges. So they are supposed to give you an orientation. What is that you require and how do you prepare yourself for the 4 years to come? What makes you to get qualified? To get a good? It's always a quote, what is good? That's why reality of success, I gave the topic here. Many people think that, yeah, this person is successful. What is that success? It's always a big question. Right? The physical infrastructure gives you a good success. Earn a lot. Create a beautiful house. I don't know how many of you are introduced to a big triangle which talks about Maslow's management principles. The physical requirement, you require minimum good things. What is minimum good thing? Do the college has got all the infrastructure, physical infrastructure, very good. Yeah, when you compare to some other college, this may be better. In your life, do you have everything what you want? I am from a small village. Physical infrastructure was almost, if I count from 0 to 10, Hyderabad stays at 6, I would have been at 0. Very bad state. I don't think any of you have such a background. I am from a small village from Kerala, where electricity came when I was doing my masters. Telephone came when I was doing my PhD. So physically you need not be in a great place. But you can be so happy there. So are you happy in this college is one question. So you are successful if you are happy. Is that happiness for some moment or is it that you are going to invest it for a better happiness tomorrow? It's to be asked. Are you happy now? Or will you be happy after your goal is reached? So what's your goal? You have to be a BTech with full knowledge of whatever subject you are in. Passing JNTU examination or maybe Usmania University in the neighboring colleges or maybe getting a degree with the high score. Is that the success? Intellectually, can you say that, yeah, I know the subject? I'll ask you one question. All of you are here after your 10th and 12th. If I give you same 10th and 12th question paper back and then ask you to write same examination now, will you score more or less? So that means you have less knowledge than what you had earlier, right? Correct or not? That is because your preparation were focused for examination. Yesterday I was discussing with one student on civil service preparation. Today 10 o'clock it must have come on YouTube because yesterday I posted with a post-date schedule saying that it has to come today 10 o'clock. So the student told her interest is geography. So immediately asked what is the latitude, longitude of your location where you are speaking now? Your house. Oh, I don't know. Said, what is interest in? Okay, now tell me she's from Kerala, so asked from Tirunelveli, the southmost district to the north district to Kasaragod, the distance. Don't know. I asked what is the lowermost point of India. Don't know. What is the highest point in India? What is the lowest point in India? No. Still, I have interest in geography. You understand? Now, do you have interest in computer science? Which one is your subject? If I ask you a few questions in computer science, okay, you ask yourself, assume that you have interest in movie. What are the questions which you will ask? Somebody has interest in movie. So what do you ask them? Who is your most favorite actor, actress, director, right? Music editor. So many questions you have. In computer science, will you be able to ask your friend similar, general, common questions? If you are not able to ask, that means it is not your passion. So how do you create passion? This is how you create passion. I am a space scientist, so I will be able to ask a lot of questions in space science. I will be able to ask a lot of questions about the scientists who worked for making it happen. That means I know the role players, I know the history, I know where it happened, when it happened, how it happened. So how do you? I am sure you will not get this in your classrooms. It should come through discussions. You start such discussions around you, you will find a group of people working towards creating knowledge. And while creating knowledge, you will also create a lot of extra questions. It's not answers, you will not get answers. Answers need not be right. So I don't evaluate people by looking at their answers, but I will evaluate people by looking at their questions. So you should have quest. Questions come from the word quest. Do you have quest for knowledge? How do you create that? You should have some small group who will ask a lot of questions. I was like that. That's basically because I realized I am not a good student to start with. Because at your age, I was not a good student. But then I realized if I have to be successful in my life, not getting a certificate, that's why I get the word of reality. Success can be, oh, you get a rank, your news comes in the newspaper, JHU first rank. Only one day it will come, right? Correct or not? After some time, next day, next year, will they post that last year we took first rank for this fellow? You will have to give advertisement, right? So it doesn't give you success. When you rejoice and you look at it, you feel, yeah, I know the subject. That ability you should have. How do you get it? That comes only when you discuss with your friends. So a creative group makes your life successful. So intellectually you have to be very, very sharp. Sharp in the sense not learning, by asking questions, creating interest, creating passion. But that passion is not the brain activity, it is the heart activity. You should feel for that. So it's a combination of both emotional and intellectual, which can make it happen with a social interaction. Yeah, some students are not good. They will not be able to take part in the discussions. So what you should do? You should hold them along with you. Create interest in them so that you become a socially active person. So what happened? 14 years back when I came to this college, almost 13 and a half years back, one student made a difference. Showed me I want to learn from you. Because there was a lot of group of people discussing, could not get entry to talk to me, but one message was good enough. So that kept on coming. And luckily those days, college days were less. First time in the history of Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, partition problems were there. Colleges were off. Morning you go to the bus stand and then you see the bus is not coming because college is off. Strike is happening. You know what do? The students immediately come to my house. My door was open. And I used to have lot of students. Who are they? Computer science, mechanical engineering, electronics, electrical, aerodynamics, MBA, and normal college students with physics. What do we do? Electrical engineer students comes. Yeah, what are we learning? We are learning neutral phase, resistance, voltage, watt. I ask the other students, ask questions. I am learning. I don't know these subjects. I am not an electrical engineer. But I know practically what is to be done. So what do? I give a screwdriver, ask them to open the switchboard. I open. No, I don't know how to open. I said open it, nothing will happen. So what do? I open it. I show them practically what is connected, disconnect the whole thing. Ask the electrical engineering students to do it. Sometimes the fuse will go. Sometimes something burns. I said don't worry. Do it 3-4 times. Let it burn. Right? Computer science students comes, I will open up. Computers, open it. Nothing will happen. Practical. Look at it. We did a lot of such experimentation on learning, discussions, create interest, passion, cook and eat at home. My place was a place where people can cook and eat, stay together, discuss together. I used to stay in Malkajgiri those days. Even now, if you can look at DrTPS, that's my name. Shiksha is my trust name. Look at DrTPS on the Google map, you will see my Malkajgiri house. And you will see lot of Shiksha holiday programs. It was called holiday program because every strike day was a holiday. So what do we learn? We learn many things. And we had a group of people who conducted a month program in Medipalli. 1 month training program. What we did, it's not mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, no computer science. We used to have drama, we used to have a lot of newspaper reading sessions. How to read a newspaper? I don't know how many of you read newspaper. You think it's not for you, right? For whom? You tell me the whole world, many things happens around this world. So many people are working to filter them, and then see what exactly required for public, educated or uneducated. You call yourself an educated fellow? And for such people, what is required is being printed in how many newspapers? Many newspapers. I work in a newspaper, so I have great regard for newspaper. Either Hindu newspaper, somebody writes in the last 1 week, what is the policy of government? What is that Indian people are thinking about this problem, and then make a editorial report and books. And who reads? If you don't read, who is going to read that in this world? You think you are educated? Are you getting what I am saying? And you know what is the advantage? You are hearing a lot of news in the newspaper, or maybe every day in the TV. Will you be able to look at that, what is generic interest, and then write a comprehensive 1 paragraph, 1 page about it? You don't have the ability to paraphrase, reframe, write your opinion about it. You are not educated. All your degrees are good, but you want to get into a corporate company, they will ask you this. So how do you get this training? This is what is required. You must be able to assess, understand so many different versions will come in the newspaper, right? Different newspapers will give difference. What is the reality inside that? When you look at the whole world and analyze it in that way, you will realize you will be able to assess your success in that same way tomorrow. Because you are analyzing the reality of the world around you. The reality of world around you is the reality of you. You know, the whole India, probably now the youth year has, or the age of the youth earlier, adolescence, 30, no. Today we have to extend it up to 35, 40. Because most of the people think about settlement in life. Getting married age has been changed from 25 to 30. So 5 years this way or that way. So below 40, the youth of India, the most powerful youth of India, the percentage is 46 approximately, say today. And you are entering that group. And the time when you have to settle in your life, it takes a good analysis on what is going to happen to this world tomorrow. Because otherwise we have seen a lot of people who go for higher education elsewhere. Plan this is the route which I have to take to make my life better. But it doesn't. So it's a society which determines what is good for you. So understanding the society, analyzing the society, getting a hold of what is that I require to make my life more and more realistic. I am using the word very carefully, realistic. It is not physical infrastructure becoming greater. No satisfaction will come with all the materialistic life which you have. So the last step, so I have discussed about the physical, emotional, intellectual, social, and the last is the spiritual. So the Maslow's principles, the axioms of hierarchy, it says the physical, and the extreme end it says the spiritual growth. But what happens today? Most of the people are getting advertised for reaching into the highest, topmost spiritual first. And you think that you do yoga and you become spiritual, you go and attend different programs here and then you become spiritual. Attend Vivekananda's some sessions. Wonderful, you are spiritual. No. And it cannot be spread, it cannot be taught, it has to be attained. So your studies can become much better, emotionally balanced, intellectually sharp, should have a good physical environment. Decide that I am not. What is that which makes you the best person? To become successful, you know what is the problem? All of us have got one problem. You know what is that problem? Anybody? Identify what is the problem in you for not becoming or utilizing you to the best of best what you can do. Tell me somebody. Tell me what is that which you think, or do you think you are the extreme best of yours? Or if not, what is that stops you not becoming the best of you? Tell me what is that stops? Anybody? Come on. Come on, louder. You want me to prove that? All of you can clap once. Okay, with the little finger, one finger, sorry, take this pointing finger. Show me the pointing finger. With this finger, can you clap like this fast? You will get a good break. Louder. Fast. No other thumb. Two fingers. fingers. 4 fingers. 5. Stop. Little better. I will give you 7 marks out of 100. Not good. All of you can sit straight, backbone straight. Yeah. Now when I asked you sit straight, backbone straight, from here I am able to see good movement. That means you were not sitting straight, you were not sitting properly. Suppose if I ask you to sit straight properly now, I don't see any movement because already you are in the position. Are you getting what I am saying? Are you getting the implied meaning of what I am saying? Suppose somebody asks you to study well, then you say I am already studying well. Suppose somebody asks you to be disciplined, you can say I am already disciplined. There is no scope for somebody to tell you how to improve, right? Correct or not? So, I want all of you to clap only once. Listen, conditions are not up. When I put my finger like this, all the 5 fingers I will put it like this. That time only I want 1 clap. No 2 times. Right? And I want all of you. I don't want 2 sounds, only 1 sound should come. No discussion. I will tell you when you start discussing. What happens is, you are not diverting yourself, you are diverting the next person. So suppose one of your friend is disturbing you, you just pull him on the collar and say get out. Any one of you, I am sure when 2009 when I came here also people were forced to sit here. Giving a bribe of 3 attendance. That is because the college has become so worst. And the culture of the students has become so worst. And most of the lecturers who are coming being called here as guests is also so worst. That is seen from the way it is being arranged. If you want to go back to 2009, the first thing what I did was, which I don't like, is an empty chair in the front, number 1. An empty chair, zigzag in the class. If it is very disciplined, you know the ambience is disciplined, so it requires a physical change. I was executive director of an engineering college. So what I do is a physical change. It is not expensive, but it's a small change in the way it is being arranged. I'll tell you, there is no point in having a corridor in the center. That is traditionally, which I don't believe. I believe both sides have to be empty so that people can come. So here what happens is, people who go and sit there, he has to be there until the program is over. Because he cannot make a path. Correct? You should have freedom. When in my engineering college, I also worked as a manager in 2009 engineering college. I never took attendance. I said, if students require, they will come. They don't require, they don't come. If your class is good, they will come. Correct? How do you make yourself the best? That's why I said, you are not good or good is not the problem. Your company becomes bad. Somebody keeps on talking to you. You have no way because you have to entertain. How come you become like that? We have a great story from Mahabharata. 2 people fought, which I keep saying in most of the colleges. Because it's not college or the teacher who can make difference. Your company determines whether you are good or bad. You have good company, you will become good. You have bad company, you will become bad. Why? We have a great story of Mahabharata in which Dharmaputra and Duryodhana, 2 people, fought in the war. They studied in same JBREC, similar college, similar school, similar professor taught to them. No difference. Gurus were same. They come from same family. Their physical background was same. Cousin brothers only. But what made difference, you know? Dharmaputra's company was, come on. Who was Dharmaputra's company? Best advisor to Dharmaputra, always together. Yeah, tell me louder. Sri Krishna. Whereas Duryodhana's company was Shakuni. Where is Shakuni from? Kandahar. Gandhar Naresh. Kandahar. Kandahar is Afghanistan. So it says if you have got company with the Shakuni type of people, even if you study in the best college, even if your brain is very good, you can't do it. So you know who is the saddest person in the whole mythology of India? Itihasa Puranas. If you look at the saddest woman is Gandhari. If you become bad, you will be the most saddest person in your family. Your mother. If at all I have become good, it's all because of my mother, who was not educated actually. So mother governs the family. So Gandhari was not happy. So what happened? Gandhari called and then told, you should not be like this. Why can't you see your cousin brother? I'm sure your parents also will be telling this. Don't they? Why? Because your company is bad. That's why I keep on saying your company should be good. You must make a difference along with your people. And if somebody is talking to you, you should pull their collar and then say stop. If you don't do that, when you sit in the class you don't do that, I'm sure in the society you don't do that. So if somebody is, you have a purpose for coming and sitting here. And if somebody distracts you from that purpose, it's your ability to say that no, I have a job to do. This is what I am trying to do in my life. So let me do that. So let me ask you again. Will you be able to make your effort? Do you have pen and paper with you, or you came just to see a cinema or something like that? How many of you have pen and paper with you? Lift your hands. Yeah, this is what it shows. You are in a seminar to listen to somebody and you are a student. You understood? Have you seen casual laborers? When they come with their weapons. Because they know that is what they require in their life. And you are seeing students come without the pen and paper. So what do we expect them to do in the class? Very, very pathetic. So what required is you must think. Assume that you write, I am useless. That's what you should write. Those who have pen and paper write, I am useless. Until now. So you want to make use of you much, much better, then use becomes past tense. So what you will write? I am useless. So who did not use you? You did not use you. Nobody else can make me the most useful person. Whom should I make? If at all I have to make myself the most useful person. It's all within us. So what I require, I have to use me to the 100%. Will you be able to do that? Will you be able to tie your hands like this? See, for this also you have to think. You will see whether the neighbor is doing. No. I am simple, no? Tie like this. Did you, all of you? Yes or no? I want sound. Yes. Louder. Yes. Not enough. Louder. Yes. See, 3 times I have to ask to get a answer. Like this only, right? Now what you do is, I have put my right hand in the bump up.
Just check whether you have done right or the person beside you has done left or right. See, I did not specify, I just did like this and asked you to tie it. I could have done like this also, right? Now you try from here, doing the other way. I am showing, are you able to see? My right hand in the front, I will put the other way. Are you so comfortable or little uncomfortable? Why? Which is the right one? This is the right one or this is the right one? Actually there is nothing right or wrong. This is also right, this is also right. But what happens? You will find little uncomfort. That is because this is your habit. You understood? So what is good and what is bad is not well defined. You think that this is okay. But do you think when you join an army, they will ask you to stand and then do like this? When somebody takes a picture, if everybody does like this, it will be uniform. If somebody does like this, somebody does the other way, it looks not uniform, right? So what do they demand? They will ask you to change everything what you do in your life. This is what happens when you join in a company. Exactly this is what is required, is nothing good or bad. Manners can be different. Life can be slightly different. But who will be more comfortable if you can adjust yourself very fast? So what is life? Being flexible. Getting used to what is required. Okay? For which what is required? You need to learn how habits can be made part of your everyday life. Right? So let me check whether you have the ability or not. Ready? Yeah. Assume that you have got some food on your lap. And when I say 0, you have to pick it up. When I say 10, you have to take it to mouth. I am not saying 0 to 10. I will start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. When 0, 10. So when I say 5, it should be in the middle. Turn it like this so that I can take it up to my mouth. Ready? Let us do some activities. So assume that whatever is your most favorite food is on your lap. Ready? You can imagine what you want. Don't be in a hurry, and when I say one itself you eat. Don't do that. And don't be so lazy. Wait until 9. And when you thought I will eat when I want, right? No. Let us do some justice to what we are trying to do. So when I say 9, it should be close to this. Right? But you must close your eyes and then do it. And if it goes here, 9, don't adjust it like this. Let it go here. Because I said don't adjust it like this, don't adjust like this also. Don't cheat yourself. It's for your brain to test. I don't know how many of your brain have been tested like this. I am a psychotherapist. So we do a lot of such experiments. So 0, close your eyes. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. Exactly it went to mouth? Yes? Yeah, that means you have buddhi for eating. Because this is what you do many times in your life, right? Now just about, this was a joke, but the real one is the next one. This is a little more careful. This is just to make you aware of what I am trying to do. Now your nose and this finger, just take it exactly 90 degrees like this. Don't do like this. This shape. Do like this. Yes? Now take your finger on your knee. When you are sitting, take it on your knee. And then I am going to count from 0 to 10. It should go and touch here. You can check whether you are able to touch it or not. But I am going to count that time. You should close yourself and then do it. I am seeing some of you are cheating. I am recording it also. Be careful. Don't do it. It's for you to test yourself. 0, 1, close your eyes. Finger down. Already people kept on the nose. Don't do that. Keep it down. Keep it down. 0 to 10, it should reach your nose. Right? 0, 2, 4, 6. Somebody already touched. 8. Don't adjust. 9, 10. Not that simple as it was taking to mouth, right? Which is easier? Taking to mouth was easier, but here it went either down. How many of you got little down? Raise your hands. Yeah, don't see. You got it, I am asking. Be courage enough. Courage enough. Full hand. Lift your hand. I want your neighbors to see. Yeah, those people have the digging nose habit, that's why. So don't shake hands with them. Now, this was also a joke. Let me get you another last check.
All of you turn. Those boys, look here. Turn 30-degree. Stretch your hands like this. Girls, turn there. Stretch your hands like this. Stretch your hands like this. Lift it up. Point like this. Point like this. Point like this. Are you able to touch? Now take it down. Look down. Now when I am counting 0 to 10, you are going to touch like this. Try. Look down. 0, 2, 4, 6, 7, don't adjust. 8, 9, don't adjust. 10. You are able to see your left finger doesn't know where your right finger is. Correct or not? Why? The reason is this you are doing every day from childhood, and you know the finger knows where the mouth is. This you are not practicing. So what you can do in your life so simple is what you practice. Most of you are not able to become silent for few minutes because you are not practiced. And who is responsible? I don't blame any students in my life. I only blame teachers because I belong to that group. You know why? I teach young KG teachers. Have you seen KG teachers? What do? The most repeated word in the KG classrooms is keep silent, keep silent, keep silent. And what is the teacher doing? Shouting. Are you able to see what I am saying? You know what is the teacher telling in your classrooms? You know what is the most repeated sentence by most of the teachers in all the classrooms? Please look at me, please listen to me, please attend to my class. That means they know you are not attending, you are not listening, you are in a different business. You understood? So who made you to become like this? Your teachers made you to practice like this. But now you are in a different world. You have to make yourself not the way what you were. If you want to be successful, don't be in this world of how somebody else created the world for you. Your job is to create a world of your interest. Understood? So let me check. I'll keep doing it. At least for this batch. The afternoon I am not going to do that. Because I want you to talk to them and then tell what you learned here and ask them what they learned there. And therefore your discussion should become much better. Can you clap once again? Continuous. Do you think you improved a little better? Yes. But do you think you can improve much better? Yes. So that means you have not utilized your full power, right? Now I will do one thing. I will ask your friends to look at your hands.
If it is not red, allow your friends to make your cheeks red by beating you. Ready? You want to clap and make your hand reddish or get beaten by your friends? You decide. Last chance. Clap. Yeah. Now I am seeing all of you are looking at your hand because you wanted to prove that. Are you getting? See, this is what happens. You want somebody to punish you. You don't obey rules of the traffic because there are no policemen. You see a policeman, then you are vigilant about your actions. So don't give your future into somebody's hand. Your ability to control by somebody's evaluation. That's what examination does. What is examination doing? Somebody else is evaluating your ability. Do you really love examinations in your life or not? No. Okay. Now assume you have fever. Assume you have some problem in your body. You go to your doctor. What do they write? Test. Examination. Two places the same word is used. One in academics, next in laboratories, in health laboratory, pathology. Are you getting? And what do the doctors do? They test you, and if you are unfit, they will admit you, treat you, again test and see you are 100% good, then only discharge you. But in colleges, you know what happens? They test you, even if you are half through, pass. Therefore, you are out with the diseases. From which class? So you have lot of chronic disease in you. What are the diseases? Maths disease, chemistry disease, physics disease. And with all the disease, you are coming to engineering. Understood what I am saying? So how do you do this? You have to keep on testing yourself without somebody's intervention. My most favorite place in my life is exam hall. You know the reason? When you sit in these places, you are cramped together. In exam hall, you get a lavish space, right? Have you seen the big offices, the great office people have a bigger space? And you all get a VVIP treatment in which place? Only exam hall. And when the teacher calls you, you have to go. There is one place where you can call your teachers like this. And the teacher will come and ask you what you want. Then you can say, I don't want anything, you go. Which place you can do that? Eh? Now do you enjoy your exam hall at least for this? Yes? Is there any place in the world you get free papers other than exam hall? Having paid the exam fees, the only place give me paper. So all my examinations were my most fantastic place. You know the theory now. Now I know this theory when I was writing exam. And another thing, we have to write, we have to read. Teachers give notes. Now I will write for what? The teachers to read. Is it not a good punishment what we can give? So what do I do? 10 questions are given, answer any 5. I will not write 5, I will write all the 10. You read, let them suffer. Got it? See, generally we have a tendency, oh, maths, I am a mathematician. So lot of choice will be there. And one question we feel it's not correct, we cut it. I don't cut. I will write the other one also. Let the teacher read the whole thing and find it is not correct. They put 0 there. But next question 10, if I cut it, they will get not to read, right? Why should I give the choice to them? Because examination evaluation says the most top marks only have to be counted, least has to be ignored. Good, no? So I used to write a lot of examinations, enjoy, and these are only for good students. And you want to get 100% in all the examinations? Very simple. Many students come to me saying, how do I get good marks, 100 marks out of 100? Very simple. You know what is the reason to be done? If I can predict all the questions which are going to come in the examination, if I can predict, so who gets 100%? Those who can predict. That is very simple. You discuss with the brightest people in your classes. They would have done a lot of homework, they would have referred a lot of question papers. And most of the people who make questions, like faculty members, they are of own question paper. Otherwise, to decide whether it is 5 marks or 10 marks, I have to do a lot of homework. Which question, which answer needs to be given this much marks, all that computation already somebody has done. There is a question bank, that is by question papers, but that is only to get marks. Knowledge is different from marks. But if you have knowledge, marks are guaranteed. So you must decide. But then, is studies of 4 years is much important. You are climbing the mountain, reaching on the top, and you see that the world is great there. That is important, or climbing the mountain itself has to be interesting. That you should decide. Even if you reach on the top of the mountain, then you will see another big mountains in life. So getting one job is not the great thing. There are many more hurdles in life. So what is that success? Success is not reaching on top of the mountain. Success is enjoying climbing the mountain. If you don't enjoy climbing the mountain, assume that you have to go to a park. You mean the driving itself is so horrible. Then that is not going to be a real enjoyment. The driving also you must enjoy. Because life ultimate is not reaching to a target, and life has no such targets. Living itself is life. So I have got a lot of books written on life. Do you know that DrTPS is coming for this class and you have to attend today earlier or not? Yes, sir. Louder. Yes. How many of you Googled and see who is this buffalo coming? Have you? Huh? Why? Because you introduced me or not? No. Did you have my number there? Did you check it on YouTube? Google. Did you see some YouTube? When you Google, YouTube should come because there are more than 4,000. What did you see? You saw my website? Credit goes to her, not mine. When she was a student like you in this college, 3rd year? No, she was 3rd year that time. When she came, 2nd year, but 3rd year developed the software. So the first assignment was develop my website. Is it not a great experience? Not now, 14 years back. And I was a very tough master, never happy with. I think every day I must have given some corrections. It is not that I want the website to great. I want somebody to learn how to make this in the perfect way. All my YouTube already linked in the website. So you go to videos, automatically my YouTube will come into my website. Today by calls, libraries it became simple, but those days it was not that simple. You understood? So you can imagine as a student developing that. How many of you will take such challenge? So what is life? Not learning in the classrooms. What you have learned extra beyond the classroom, that is more important, and that's going to give you a lot of extra benefits and points in your life. So what is life? L. I-F-E. Very simple. So how to become successful? Live in full enjoyment. So what is life? No, not for you. For students, what is living? What is living for students? Learn in full enjoyment. What is learning? You know what's learning, right? What is the spelling? L-E-A-R-N. When you learn, you have a L board. After learning, what is done? L board is removed. So what learn will become? Learn. So after learning, what should come? Learning. So don't adjust with the small jobs. I remember when these students used to come, one of the boy was electrical engineering, Pradeep. Electrical engineering, he was a very shy boy from a small village, don't know English. Even if I speak, he don't able to write. Notes writing was very difficult. But I was a tough master. I want notes to be shown. Show me the note, take a picture, show me. And correct those notes. That's why he used to be triggering and drilling them. He got a job also. I said, don't take the job. How much you are being paid? I will pay you per month. But prepare for GATE, go for MTech. He was so reluctant. He was happy. I got a job. Fantastic. I said, no. And he passed MTech. Now he is a scientist in DRDO. So don't get satisfied by small things in life. Keep your dream higher. I keep saying, lot of students who have got IAS. What is IAS? Indian Civil Service for you, right? Administrative service, not for me. Inspire, aspire, success. Who has to inspire you? You. How do you get inspiration? Look at all the different jobs in this world. I'll give you easy method to learn. Write down all the great jobs. Suppose it's a computer science job, or maybe some company's job, or maybe politicians, or maybe administration. Write down all the names. Now IAS. Who is the topmost IAS? Look at it. If I become the topmost, whom I become? That's called a cabinet secretariat. I was deputy director in cabinet secretariat. India's topmost post is cabinet, which is under prime minister. That secretariat, that office, the topmost is the topmost IAS in India. IPS, the topmost is Director General of Security. My office was Director General of Security. So many people think I am an IPS. So reaching on top was always the dream. Now what you should do? You look at who is standing there, who are the people there, learn their life. What path they have taken. You want to become a movie personality? Look at who is the topmost movie person, which path they have gone. You will read their biography, right? Whichever field you are, look at their biography and start learning. So history is not what you learned in your childhood like Akbar, Shah Jahan. That was to train you how to look at the life story of different people, but you have never used it in your life. So you think all history what I learned is waste. Actually the reality of education is to make you with a lot of questions in this world, but they cannot create today's world and cinema stories or cinema people history cannot be taught in your history. They are taught the Indian heroes, Vivekananda's history, all of you know a little bit. That is you got in your education. That was not to learn about Vivekananda and to write an exam. How do you learn the history of people? So that in your field of specialization, when you want to become that, how are you going to make your path very clear? I did it. I want to learn yoga. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. I want to learn from the master of yogas. So I went to Himalayan tradition, meditation master. I want to learn Vedic Shastra. I found the way. Directly or indirectly, I reached there. Having reached there, I realized, oh, this is what is realization. So I understood what is realization. Realization is not when you become old, you become a spiritual person, put some saffron dress and then realization is not forwarding some XYZ messages which are spiritual or religious. Realization is understanding. That's what the word realization, reality in life. And you become so happy, not today and tomorrow suffering. Not suffering today and tomorrow enjoying also. Oh, it was. What do you see every day? Do you look at your mirror and then say, oh, I'm so beautiful, I'm so handsome, I'm so happy? Will you look at like this or say, oh, what a life? What do you do? Negative, right? All of you raise your hands. The way you are sitting. Take it on your head. My useless Janma. Do you want to tell this? Or, I wrote a poem. Millions of sperm from the father get into the mother's egg and only one sperm take birth and that's me. I'm so powerful. What did I do? I raised with my unborn brothers and sisters and I got my life. All of us. Correct or not? Are we not great? Great by birth itself. All of you raise your hands. Take it back and say, well done. You can. You can. If you think, you can make a difference. Yeah, everything is fantastic. Hyderabad climate is so good. Morning. Waking up is okay, but getting up is easier. All of you are lazy, right? Basically lazy. Human beings are basically lazy. While lying down, you are so comfortable. While getting up, so uncomfortable, right? Should I make a small difference in your life tomorrow? Yes? All of you will get up. You can decide what time you want. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Not later than that anyway. You want? Yes? No, I am not here. Yes. Not enough. Yes. क्या है? Don't extend why yes because there are 3 letters. Single letter S is good enough. How do you say? Yes. 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 That is the way you should tell. You want tomorrow? Yes. Simple medicine for your laziness. Drink 3 liters. This is only half liter. 6 bottles like this before going to bed tonight. Don't you think tomorrow morning you will become the most, and your family members, everybody will look at you, what happened to this fellow? I can go on and on, but I think I spoke 1 hour. Good enough. So think about some question which you could ask me. Think about one point which you got out of this class. Make sure you share it with your friend as you open your eyes. Open your eyes and tell your friend what happened in the class. Today, what did I discuss with you? Does it make some difference? Do you think you can ask some questions? Just discuss with your friends. Wonderful question. What is the difference between success and happiness, right? Yes, sir. Are you happy? He is not happy. I love people who are not happy. You know, there is another word to be introduced between this. And that word is called, are you satisfied? Not satisfied. You know, happiness is a mood. Happiness is a mood. That mood comes from within only when you are satisfied. Got it? But then immediately I will ask a question because I am around this world where there are a lot of competitions.
I am satisfied with the way I did the class today. No, I am not satisfied. Because satisfaction is not mine. Satisfaction depends on my crowd. Understood? I would have been more happier in a classroom were thickly populated. That gives a bigger ambience. Lot of free chairs means the expectation is, I told you the free chair. No teacher will feel happy about it. You understood? So I am not satisfied. But am I happy? I am happy because I did what I can. Happiness is a measure of what I did. My efficiency is matching with that. But then what is success? I am not successful because I was not able to pull a larger crowd here. Understood? If Shah Rukh Khan is coming, what will happen to this hall today? Fully crowded, a lot of people will be standing there and then looking at you. I am not successful because I am not able to pull crowd. You understand the difference now? But I am happy because, what's your name? Chandra Siddhartha asked me a question. Do you think when I address 400 children, that makes a difference? No. When I came 14 years back, only one student I got from this college. And that student went to MIT for post-graduation. And that student conducted a class of mine which is in Ravindra Bharati for a half-day session in which 100 rupees was paid by nearly 45 engineering colleges. Many students selected from 45 different engineering colleges came paying 100 rupees each. So 1200 into 100, 1,20,000. 20,000 rupees was paid for the hall, 1 lakh rupees I got paid. You understood? So one student, so am I happy with this? One student asking a question, I am happy. Am I satisfied? No, because I want many more to ask questions. And what is my success? When one student becomes successful, I am successful. One student made a difference in their life, I am successful. You understood what I am saying? So what is success? Success is a succession of successes where I have lot of cherishable moments in my life. What is a cherishable moment? Now tomorrow, if he becomes great, I am sure he would not have got an answer like this for your conflict between success and happiness. Why am I able to give like this answer? Because this question was answered by me, for me, many times in my life. You understood? God bless you. That's why I said climbing mountain is not successful. You will see lot of different mountains. But every step is happiness. You must have passion to climb. Otherwise, every climbing mountain becomes so horrible. But are you satisfied after climbing and reaching on the top of the mountain? No, I have another bigger mountain. Right? That should be your attitude. So I have a blessing for most of the aspiring students. Never ever get satisfied in life. Always be unsatisfied. But every moment to be happy. Got it? Yeah. Come on. Good question. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Come on.
Couldn't satisfy me. Be happy. But I have chosen it. Is it good to choose that one? It's not good, I know, but I couldn't stop to catch over them. Can you get my point, sir? Can I check the point?
No, man.
There are two parts in my life which I would be very happy with going one step, and some other is not happy, but I have chosen it. I couldn't sustain in that, but even though the locality forcing me to do that, I'm getting a small confusion daily before sleeping around 5 minutes and be thinking of it, which one should I choose. I think of getting into my one happy, but after getting up in the morning, I choose the different one which doesn't makes me happy. Even though you didn't consider.
Speak without that mic. I was not able to do much of it. Jamil. I don't know whether the audio is good or not. When I was sitting there, I never felt the audio is good. So I made my speech. Yeah. This happens in most of the life. What happens is in most of every one of us, while childhood we think that this is what we want. But as we grow, assume that in your childhood you want to be a doctor. The reason is there would have been somebody told you this is what you want. When a student comes and says that I love maths, immediately I will ask a question, oh, your math teacher is really good. Your passion towards some subject is because you had good teachers. There are two ways of looking at it. I also work with academics, companies who run a lot of business in academics. They got a software to test your attitude, aptitude and tell you are not good for this, you are good for this. Actually it's fake. It doesn't work. Because I have seen students in which somebody says you are not good to become a doctor, but childhood onwards the passion was to become a doctor. I told him, come, I will put you into the best coaching center, get you the seat in medical. In case if you don't get entrance pass also, I will get you into that some best medical college. People have become doctors. There were young children in the 7th or 8th grade, marks were too less and somebody said they will not become anything in their life. They also become so successful in life. After 2009, after my retirement, the first thing what I did is I went to a small village where teachers and parents and whole society would have told they can become nothing in their life. But I picked up them and then made into an international standard student. And they are to PhDs, MTechs in the best institutes and so on. I was thrown out from my school being the worst student when I was in 8th grade. I was thrown out being the worst student in 8th grade. But that doesn't stop me. So what you want to become is, you will have to refine it based on your general knowledge. And you see a good movie, you think, oh, I want to make a movie. But movie making is not a simple job. It's more like a program management, project management than the talents which you need. You have to get associated with a lot of people, right? Unless you have got a backtrack, you don't know how to associate with a lot of people, you cannot become a good project maker. This is the problem. This is the problem. When somebody becomes a police fellow, becomes an IPS, he thinks that, oh, you also be like me. You go and ask a priest, he will tell you. You can also become a priest. cook is also great, but you have to become the cook of the Prime Minister or President. That is much better than becoming a collector. Correct? Becoming a film personality is good, but to get into films, you know how much competition they have. The last 3 days of pandemic, if you look at many film personalities committed suicide. Got it? Getting into All India Institute of Medical Sciences was great, but when I was working in Delhi, the first month of All India Institute of Medical Science admissions, after getting PG admission, I'll see at least 10 of them committing suicide. So that's why I'm saying, what is life? Physically becoming not so diseased, physically strong, emotionally controlled, intellectually sharp, socially active, spiritually high. Whichever job you do, I am sure you can become happy. If you are a good cook, not cooking one item is your specialization. I can cook anything. Got it? I am a teacher, not teaching one subject, one class. You cannot be called as a great teacher. A great driver is not one who drives on one road. So what is in life you should do? You may have a passion, proceed with that. Somebody, your parents want you to become that. Probably you must make your parents happy is also your job. So what is to be done? Sometimes you have to adjust and accept them. I remember when I used to have a 9th class student for my residential camp in Kerala. Many students from different countries will come. One bright student, I asked them to write. What you should do is, what's your name? What Vijay should do is draw a line, put 2003, 23, 2024, 25, 26, right up to 35. Where and what you want to become in your life, draw a life pattern. Graph. This is why I wanted to progress in my life. I tell them, you know what is that? I want to get IIT. After 5 years, I want to quit that and start a sports bar. I said, why do you want to work IIT 5 years? Because that is my parents' passion. So I will become that. That's what I'm saying. So make your parents happy, still you have time in your life. Then I asked the student, why 5 years? I know they will die by that time. Or by the time I will be able to convince them, I have done what I want in life, let me try something else in life. Having after IIT, getting a great job in a company for 5 years, even if I take care of 5 years free, then I can come back and do job. But assume after midterm you don't get a job immediately and you do something else and come back to get a job. So I suggest to people, complete your studies, get a job, work for some time, earn sufficient money and then follow your passion. I hope I answered your question. While I was working in the space department, I had a great passion for teaching. So what did I do? Saturday, Sunday, all the holidays, when my children will come in my house, lot of students will come. So I followed my passion and parallelly I did a job where I reached maximum where I can get and I got a pension and I took my retirement. You need a lot of courage sometime to retire quite early in your life. So I retired at the age of 42. Okay. So get a job, take a retirement or earn enough and then take your path. That may be the best choice. How to choose my passion? Yeah. Life is like a buffet. You have to go and taste different things. So what you should do is you write down what could be the possible path which you can go. Identify people, talk to them. Suppose you have interest in film, you must see some interesting film personality and discuss with them, right? Correct. During COVID, somebody came and said, I had a lot of passion in making movie, I could not do it. I said, let us do it. So we made 2 short films. But identify somewhere where you can invest your time and follow a little bit and see the real path. May become, that's why I said, may become
monthly salary. These are the things our parents, our elders will always demand on us. Make sure you get it for some time.